right. Well, we're here on a special Thursday, John.
Good evening, John. How are we doing tonight?
All right, but it's Thursday. I don't know how. I can't believe we were able to put this together, right, on a
Mhm.
Thursday night. You were so used to Friday.
Friday nights, and
It's all right.
that's okay.
Yeah, because Thursday, something. Well, we'll be talking about everything. But how you doing? All right.
Very good.
Humid
Nice-
out there.
Nice, humid, rainy day. So,
Yeah. Nothing better than talking.
Yeah.
What we're going to talk about sports. Lot happening.
Nothing to do outside. Might as well talk sports.
Yeah, we even talk it outside. Though. It wouldn't matter if it's
Sure.
100 degrees out. Robin, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
How you doing?
Doing good, thank you.
Okay, you sure?
Oh, yeah.
That's good. That sound. You know what? When you say that, it's like it's almost. Oh yeah. What are you trying to say there? Is that some kind of sublime? I don't know. It's very. I don't want to say condescending. That's not the right word. 'Cause I'm not looking for that fight. I'm talking like just a little bit like you're not sure.
Oh, no, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Wade's here with a Vanek shirt on today. Is that Vanek?
Dalian?
Oh, a Darlene shirt.
Darlene.
Oh God, I'm way in the past. He's good, right? You like Darlene?
Oh yeah.
He's one of the
Big
good.
fan.
He's one of the ones that they got to keep. How you doing, Wade?
I'm doing good. Excited to hear goal getters today on a special night, Thursday night, and excited to hear what you guys have to say about the Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA Finals.
Yeah, the Stanley Cup Finals last night. Well, they crowned a champion last night.
Sure did.
I know you were on. You were out of control
Yeah.
on Facebook. 10 minutes left in the game. You said they were going to win. It was 1-0.
I just saw the way they were playing. They weren't
Yeah.
going to lose. It's,
I said to you though, what are you doing? I mean,
Yeah.
talk about a jinx. I mean, that's like talking about a no-hitter.
yeah.
You didn't care because really, you didn't even care about both teams. In all
No.
honesty, right? Well, you don't like
But I-
Montreal as a Sabres fan.
No, I
How
could
could
never
you?
root for them. Never.
Yeah. So, but you called it right there. 10 minutes left in the third period. I will give Montreal this, and they deserve it. And for being the best of the losers, they were the best of the losers.
Yes.
I'll give them that. I mean, they played. That was an incredible run. I mean, it was no one in a million years could have thought it that they could.
For a team that just snuck in,
Yeah.
too, it's like
Not the first time though. We've
No.
seen that before. Remember the Carolina Hurricanes did it.
Hurricanes did it.
I think the Ottawa Senators did it before.
I'm pretty sure the Islanders did it, too, one time.
Yeah, so I mean, but they deserve credit as much as it kills me. But I do think we'll listen to something later, and then I'll comment on something. But I don't know why that person would be calling me right now. You know what I mean? Because I do Citizens United, and this guy calling me right now is just unbelievable because he was just on the show last night.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, Jesus. I don't even know why I brought that up, but it's
Yeah.
stunning to me. All of a sudden, there he is. After we just
maybe
talked
he's
for an
got some-
hour.
Maybe he's got some news for you.
Breaking news, huh? Yeah, I know what that. Well, anyways, he's a good guy. I'm just joking around. Well, we got you. Yeah, there's some footage of the game. You'll get to see the only goal of the game, which was scored by Ross Holton. There it is, 1-0.
Like I said, this is the way the game was going. Tampa was just too tough.
Yeah.
Both ends of the ice.
And that was what was that second period goal? 8 minutes left, 8:33 left, and Ross Bolton is somebody you would have never thought of. Again, that happens so often, right? Those players that just, I mean, look
A
at it.
no-name
Yeah.
player comes out of nowhere, and it happens every year in the
Happens
playoffs.
every year in the NHL playoffs for
Yes.
sure. And you see, Carey Price still holding them in there.
Mhm.
I mean, there's some saves last night. I don't know if they'll show the one. I think was on Palat was just unbelievable. Sometimes you don't know if it's just a bad. I don't know how he even stopped it, and he had a wide open net. Could have put the game
And
away.
there's a goalie there that his career was almost over 2 years ago due to injuries. And
14 years he's been in the league.
yeah,
So Carey Price has got to be. I mean, I did see a little bit of a post game with him, and you could feel that he was distraught because obviously this might be how many times do you get a shot?
He's playing like he's a 28-year-old, not a 38-year-old too.
Yeah, and they did apply pressure at the end when they pulled the goalie. I think ultimately though the Canadians to become a legitimate playoff. I mean, you know what I mean, a perennial thing. They need
Yes.
more scoring.
Oh yeah.
Bad, they really do. I mean, it's tough. They don't have anything. That's what's amazing is they were able to go on. But I give them credit. You'll see the end here, the celebration. The the Tampa Bay Lightning last night, Vasilevsky with 22 saves in the shutout. Price had 29 saves. Vasilevsky does win the MVP, the Conn Smythe Trophy, and it had to be, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the only other one I was thinking of would have possibly had been Braden Point, but how could you not give it to Vasilevsky,
You gotta
right?
give it to the goalies, no doubt.
I mean, he does for them what the good goalies, the great ones do. You
Yes.
don't even have to worry about a breakaway. So just do whatever you want to do on the offensive end because you got him to just, put the hammer down. And here's something interesting. We
Made it
talked
look
about,
easy.
yeah, Pat Maroon. How about him?
Yeah. He's like bounced around the league, and now he's found a home. It seems like there.
3 straight cups. Blues, Lightning, and obviously Lightning again.
Pretty sure he was with Pittsburgh before St. Louis for a while too.
He might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know he was with Colorado, I'm pretty
Yes.
sure. The funny thing is though, and we'll talk a perfect example, Carey Price, 14-year career. He doesn't win. It is kind of, you get these guys that get the 3 in a row and it's just but that's Pat Maroon, and he's a good hockey player. Not an all-star in any way, but just a tough guy that can skate.
Up there in age, but he's gonna be around a few more years.
He'll be somewhere next year because I don't think Tampa's going to be. We'll talk about this in a little bit, but here's something interesting. Alex Killorn, I don't know if you realize this. I just realized it last night. In Game 3, broke his fibula. He had surgery on that leg. They put a pin in his leg, a rod, and he still tried to play Game 4. He actually skated in the pregame. Yeah. And last night he was dressed and was able to carry the cup around. But think about that. Robin, anything going on?
Yeah, I just wanted to say the one thing that I thought was incredible from last night was that Vasilevsky was the first goalie to win the Conn Smythe since Ken Dryden.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes.
That is what? Wait a minute. We might need to regroup because I thought J.S. Giguere won it as a loser for Anaheim?
Yeah, that's true, but they said it on the broadcast last night.
Did they?
Yeah.
But I could have swore that that Giguere won
Thought he did.
as the,
Yeah.
but they lost. He won it, but they lost the series. Well, I mean, the broadcast doesn't know. Unfortunately, we're the broadcast that we have to watch isn't the good broadcast. You know what I mean? We're watching
We'll have to
NBC.
look it up.
But no, it's interesting, Robin. I can't. Now, when I think back, he's the only one I can think of, to tell you the truth.
Unless they said the only player on a winning team, the only goalie on a winning team since Ken Dryden.
Well, yeah, because let's think back for a moment. Like, even the great Oilers, it isn't going to be Grant Fuhr, right? Because you got Gretzky and Messier and all that stuff. Who was the Red Wings? It would have never been their goalies because they were always just like Osgood and all that. But
You can even bring up Hasek in '99.
yeah. He very well could have won the Conn Smythe and lost the series. Definitely. But I'm thinking, that's an interesting thing. I wish because like how we always talk about the goalies. That's why that's really shocking to me.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm wrong. There's a bunch of them.
Okay. Maybe we just heard it wrong.
Yeah.
Because who was the last goal? Who would you say the last goalie was before? Who was the last goalie before Vasilevsky?
Jonathan Quick.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
2012.
2012. All right, yeah.
And then Tim Thomas in 2011.
Right, Tim Thomas. I remember that.
Yes, I remember that playoff.
And him carrying around the Conn Smythe. Conn Smythe always is upsetting because it's Maple Leaf Gardens.
Yeah.
And Maple Leaf hasn't carried that thing. So, well,
I do understand.
Thing on
I
the
get
broadcast last night.
they were. And I did hear it. You know what's funny? You're right, and I missed it. But I heard the name Ken Dryden said, and I don't know what the hell that was all about. But no, you're right.
Yeah, because now I'm finding goalie after goalie who have won it.
And I should know my Conn Smythes, but I just... You know what the problem is through the years, being well, you're the same way.
Yeah.
I usually get angry at some point and shut it off. I'm like, I can't
Yes.
watch this celebration no more. As a fan,
I
I'm
get
like,
the same way.
geez. But, then the Conn Smythe. Something was really great, though, last night. Kucherov. He has one of the funniest And like, no, just play it. We'll play it.
Joe,
This is great.
let's hear it.
Just
Let's go, buddy.
how would you describe your congratulations? How would you describe your emotions right now after doing what you guys did?
I don't know what to say. It's back to back, and I couldn't sleep for 3 nights. And to be able to win this game is huge. Wesley was outstanding. MVP. I was telling him every day, Wesley, you MVP. You're the best player. And then they gave it to whatever the guy in Vegas, the Vezina. And then last year they gave Vezina to somebody else. Number one bull. Wesley took both cups. And he took MVP, and I was keep telling him he's MVP. He's the guy that he's the best. He was on his head today, and he kept us in the game. And another shout out by him, remarkable. Can't even tell more. I'm so happy I didn't want to go back to Montreal, but the fans in Montreal, come on. They acted like they won the Stanley Cup last game. Are you kidding me?
John Romano, Tampa Bay Times.
Their final was last series. Okay.
That was great. That was so good. And he was talking about Vasilevsky, they're giving the Vezina out to, he must have been, I don't even know who the hell he was talking about, the guy from in Vegas, maybe he was talking about Marc-Andre Fleury, and then last year. And, Vasilevsky he's right. I mean, he's the greatest in the world right now, right? There's no one better, unless there's someone in Europe that we don't know of. There's no one better than him.
There could be, but I don't think there is.
Yeah, this guy's
unless you're coming up through the ranks.
This guy's got it all, right? Big guy, which they need. You do big goalies now. Remember when goalies used to be like Don Edwards or Mike Palma too? They'd be like 5'10", 5'9", and Pang was like 5'6".
They used to flop around like it was nothing, and
now they're big men. Now they're 6'6". Now they're tight ends in football. Yeah. And Vasilevsky's unbelievable.
Tampa Bay is going to be there for a while. I say at least the next 3 years.
Well, that's going to be interesting. We're going to come up with another in a second. Another getting to that point. But then he talks about the Canadiens fans, and that is what I like because he's right. Because after all the Canadian fans online, they really did celebrate beating the Maple Leafs as their Stanley Cup. Yes. And he was right. He goes, and then after they win a game, I don't know what's wrong in Montreal. It's a weird city. Whether they win, lose, they riot.
They celebrate like they won.
They riot though. They flip over cars. They burn stuff. It's almost like South Park. It's it's ridiculous. Like they win, they go outside and they just start burning and breaking.
I don't know why.
It's weird.
It doesn't make sense.
No, they're one of the only places that you can count on it. That they're going to break things.
Well, I think Philadelphia would be another city.
Well, Toronto would probably. Well, God only. What would they do here in Buffalo?
Probably the same as Montreal.
You think they'd be right? Yeah.
I think so.
I don't understand it, but why riot after being? But you're rioting out of happiness. Isn't that weird? Like it's South Park, like. I mean, because you're happy, right? Your team won.
Yeah. Sometimes the sad part is it's not even fans; it's the bad apples that are doing it all.
Well, the bad apples. Yeah, and then the bad apples. I just think I don't know. Montreal's got a lot of bad apples in that crowd, maybe then. But you know what? Let's listen to John Cooper. It's only a quick clip.
It's back-to-back. The biggest thing we didn't talk about it publicly, but the team knows we're probably not going to be together next year. And it was, led by Ryan McDonough and Maroon and Stammer. That was the conversation was, don't let this end. Too special a group. Expansion, cap, everything. And they weren't going to go out without raising the.
There you go. It kind of goes to what you were saying. They're breaking up. The team's going to be broken up now. It's just the way it is.
That's the way it goes. Like Washington Capitals a few years ago, they started losing guys, and
well, you're looking at they will definitely have Vasilevsky, Point, Hedman, and Stamkos, and I'm sure Kucherov's not going anywhere. But Johnson, Palat, Killorn, Gord, Coleman, and the game-winning goal with Ross Colton. And it all comes back to the NHL needs to straighten out that long-term IR, where they were, what, 20 million over the cap because of Kucherov being hurt. This is what's weird about it. If you don't know out there that's listening, you go, for example, Kucherov, $9 million guy. He's hurt for the season, or he doesn't have to be hurt for the season. Let's say he gets hurt 3 weeks before the trade deadline. He comes off the books. You can go sign a $9 million player. If he doesn't come back to the playoffs, you got them both.
Or the beginning of the following year, too. What happens if he doesn't play, say, not to November?
Wow.
Something like that.
Who else is still on that? Who else was still on that? There was some guys that were still on the roster that were just, but they do that. That's what teams do. The Leafs used to do it. The Leafs had Heavy Bullen. They had Olaf Kolzig. They had Mark Savard. These guys never played a second. Then they knew they weren't. But if you bring them on and they can be put on long-term IR, you gain more cap space. It's kind of messed up.
Yeah, kind of like our friend Mr. Jack Eichel. It's like nobody's probably not trading for him until he gets fixed.
Yeah, he needs a surgery, definitely. The Sabres flubbed. I think they fumbled by not letting the guy get his surgery taken care of. They already knew they weren't going to make the playoffs, so why not?
They should have did it back in February. They weren't going nowhere in February, so...
Yeah, I know. It didn't... so, Robin, what do you think, and you guys, that long-term IR is crazy.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's something that's got to be addressed. It's the equivalent of the super team in other sports when you're able to do that. I don't think you should... I think you should just be brought back to even when you have a player that's on the long-term IR as opposed to having to be an advantage.
Well, like when Kucherov comes back, here's what I'm saying. You go get Savard. They were able to get Savard because Kucherov was out. Okay, here comes Kucherov, but someone has to, and I don't know how you do that. Because, see, that's what the NHL doesn't have. Like, how do you then, you can't just release players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's no way. That's why I think the long term has to be, it's such a competitive problem, Because, let's say, for example, for Sabres fans, Skinner makes $9 million a year. If the Sabres were to have been good, and that's a guy you could just stash until the playoffs start.
It's like these 1-year deals are big deals now. The past couple years, guys ain't signing for long term. They want to see where they fit with the team,
right,
before they go long term.
You're right, and keep an eye out now because the cap is level. It's not going to grow because of COVID. Mm-hmm. So think about, and then John Cooper talked about this. You're going to have an expansion draft. You're going to have the trade deadline, the free agency coming up here on July 28th, and then just simply you got to get under the cap.
Yeah.
And I got to imagine the NHL is going to address that because if they don't address it, I just can't see because it's really They did so much with the cap to try to make competitive balance, and I think Toronto's done it. They've done it a million times, like I just said, with all those players. They did it this year. Yeah. Zach Hyman got hurt, and that made them able to bring in Foligno.
And then you got to worry about the draft, too. You got to have money for that.
Yeah.
Free up money.
They're going to have to figure it out. And especially, like I said, with COVID, that's where teams like Toronto and Tampa got kind of screwed because who knew COVID was coming. So when you sign your guys, you didn't know this was going to happen, and all of a sudden, because they were expecting, they're going to be on TNT regularly, not just like NBC once a week. They're going to be doing games all the time.
2 or 3 times a week.
So now, that's big money for the NHL, but they can't even, COVID just destroyed it.
I think it's long overdue. They should have done that a long time ago with TNT.
Yeah.
They're a big money channel.
They sure are. Yeah, they do NBA great. Mm-hmm. I actually prefer watching the NBA games on TNT than ESPN.
Here. Yes.
But yeah, no, I'm glad that it's back. I did see though, and this is a good thing. They're bringing some announcers in that, like Ray Ferraro. They're bringing some people in, Cassie Campbell, that are from Hockey Night in Canada. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, they got the knowledge of the sport.
You need to have more of that. Yeah. It's okay. Eddie Olczyk is good. But the problem is when you go to the studio in between periods, it's just not good.
Yeah.
You need more information. than they
Somebody
get.
like Barry Melrose too, or
Yeah, he'll be around, that guy.
who knows? Don Sherry might pop up somewhere.
Yeah, never in America.
No,
They'd kill him here.
yeah, that's true.
They killed him in Canada. Can you imagine what would happen here?
Yeah.
But I wish he would. I'd love to see him back. But I'm just saying, like, you don't have. I could watch I'm sure you've probably done this, and a lot of hockey fans have. I would watch games on Hockey Night in Canada more for the intermissions. Like like especially the doubleheader. I just want to hear what Elliot
yeah, 'cause
Friedman
they-
or Chris Johnson's going to say.
They know their stuff, and
Yeah.
same with the guys on AM radio in Canada too.
Yeah, so that's a good place to go to listen because it's tough. The American broadcast drives me nuts. How many times, Robin, right? I mean, it just drives you crazy.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just terrible.
It's like the American guys; they kind of beat around the bush.
Right,
When they're
yeah.
doing their
They're so like unsure of
Yeah.
themselves. Like the guy who's doing like so in the broadcast booth in the round table, you got Patrick Sharp. He was there. I'm trying to think who else was there. He's the one Anson Carter was there, and then the guy who's doing it, and the guy and Jones is there too. The guy who's played for Philadelphia.
Yes, Seth Jones.
No, not him. No, Dave is not Seth. The older guy. Seth plays now, but I know what you're talking about. His last name is Jones.
Yeah.
Maybe like Dave. I don't even know what his first. I can't remember his name anymore. But anyways, I didn't like him anyhow. But he as a player. But what I'm saying is, then you got the host is the problem, because the host doesn't know hockey. Like Ron McLean, say what you want about him. I don't like him, but he knows hockey. He refereed hockey for years. So as the host, he can. Like, I don't even think the guy who's hosting the show is a fan of hockey. You get what I mean? Like, so
Yeah,
it just comes off
You can feel that vibe.
horribly, you know.
Yes.
And I think you need a better host. Not so much the analyst, the guys in there. They know hockey, obviously. Sharp, Jones, Carter. That's fine.
Even if you got like a hockey writer or somebody like that in there.
Yes, get a hockey fan in there. Get a guy who's watched hockey. A guy who's watched hockey for 35 years and likes it. Not a guy who usually does baseball or basketball and they're just throwing him in, and then you can just tell.
Yeah, you get somebody like even if Harry Neal. I mean, he's up in age, but he knows his stuff.
Well, there's got to be. Isn't there any young guys? These guys are like 100 we're
yeah.
bringing up. I mean, I know what I'm trying to say. Like, there's got to be better. There is. Look at some of the announcers. I know you don't like Dan Dunleavy that much, but
I'm getting used to him.
Or how about the other guy? There's a bunch that you could say, look, you're going to be the host on national TV of Hockey Night in America, whatever they're going to call it. And you can just feel it. They don't like hockey, or if they don't, they're just learning it. You can't do it because people that are watching hockey, here's what I think about hockey, and you tell me if I'm wrong, anyone, the NHL. The MLB has got its fans, obviously. NFL is incredible in NBA. They're just worldwide crazy. NHL, though, is like got that feeling of a cult following. Like, it's segmented in different parts of the country. And the people that like it love it. But there's not really that casual NHL fan. Like, it's the way it feels. Like, you don't get many casual NHL fans.
Like, what I want in a guy that's going to be on there talking is like somebody that played the game or
loves it.
Loves the game. He's got passion for the game. You got to know something about the game.
I want you to know the past. I want you to be able to know all of that's happened.
That's for every sport, not just hockey.
Definitely. Yes. Yeah, you're right. You need that, and that's what's killing the broadcast there, in my mind. You gotta have the guy, because that guy who does even though the guy who's the host really doesn't have much, because you're gonna rely on your analysts, but it's that question you ask.
Like, you ever watch TNT, like NBA intermission?
Yeah. Yes,
you
it's
got
great.
Shaq and you know Barkley and all them guys. That's what you need.
Well, but then you got the guy in the middle though, the host.
Yeah, the host.
Ernie Johnson, who's really good at it. He loves basketball.
He learned from them guys too.
And he loves it. You know, he watched it when he was a kid. I think that's huge.
Yes.
That's why Bob Costas was always good. He loved baseball. You could tell he loved baseball. Football's the same kind of deal. I mean,
Marv Albert's another guy.
It's sad he's done, right?
Yeah.
He did his last game. But you know, why don't we take a commercial here in a moment? We'll take a break, and we'll be back in a couple minutes.
Hi, are you stuck in your business? Are you facing a lot of struggles and obstacles to take your business to the next level online? Do you want to empower your business, scale it, and level it up? We are here for you. If you are just starting up, small business or big business, whatever, we will help you to level it up. Go fast and far away from your competitors to a limit that will impress them. They will see you as king of the niche. Get more traffic, more leads, more audience, go viral equals more ideal customers and more sales. Unlock the top secrets of sales and secrets of online success. As you see, we are living in a digital transformational in all fields. New updates, creative ideas, and new advanced strategies. Do it with us right now and save your time and money. Pass all the obstacles and struggles that face you or will face. Let's rock your target. If you don't act right now, believe me, your competitors will catch our rocket to reach a higher than you and faster than your business. Time equals money. Procrastination equals more regrets.
And we're back. After a nice station break, we had to pay the bills, and you see some new shows that are coming our way, too. I got to tell you about it. You know, Wade, our guy, who's always behind the glass doing the work, he's got his own show coming, the Van Valkenburg Manifesto, himself, Alice Ivanov. We're going to see if Alice Ivanov someday might have some hockey info for us.
Mm-hmm.
The name Ivanov. I mean,
It's got to be a hockey
it's
fan
gotta be,
somehow.
yeah. But anyhow, let's go to the NBA. Those finals have started. Tonight is Game 2 in Phoenix. Well, let's recap Game 1. Game 1, Phoenix wins the game 118 to 105. The Bucks, their leading scorer was Middleton. Giannis does play after that horrible-looking hyperextended knee.
No, it is kind of bad.
Yeah, it was really bad looking. But he played. Good for him, and he should. It's the finals if he can.
Game, too.
Yeah, Giannis with 20 points and 17 rebounds. Brook Lopez, who's been very surprising to me, he's pretty good with 17 points. And then Phoenix, you know what? They're as good as a team as there is in the game. And, you know, an actual team. This team here, you got Booker, who had 27, Ayton with 22, and Chris Paul again at 32 points. Now, Chris Paul's never won. We talked about this last week. He's been looked at as a choke artist, you know, because he's played on some good teams and he can't get out of the first round, that whole deal. And so, you know, this is his first trip to the NBA Finals. And it's got to be wearing on him in his 30s, wouldn't you say? You know, got to get it done.
Yeah.
So, Robin, what'd you think of Game 1?
I mean, I think the Suns are a lot of fun to watch. I actually think Milwaukee was playing better without Giannis, and I don't know if that's because he's not 100%. But I definitely thought that it stood out to me that the Suns were the better team for sure.
Wade, what do you think going forward? I know you had said one time, I can't remember what show, but you liked the coaching in Milwaukee.
I
Right.
do like
And
the
how they
coaching of
bounce
Milwaukee
back.
and how they bounce back after every big loss.
Tonight, game 2.
Yeah, game 2. I wouldn't be surprised if they did bounce back. That seems to be what they do. They did it against the Clippers. They did it. They do it against every team.
Be a pivotal game too.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting game 2 for sure.
Yeah, I you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Milwaukee, the whole playoff has been like that, well, maybe the Suns did. They swept whoever it was in the one round, but most of it has been always a back and forth,
Yes.
which has made it good.
This could be a 7-gamer.
This is going to be one of those series that is going to be a really good one, but it doesn't have that appeal because it's Phoenix against Milwaukee. Like, if you made this 2 different names, if this was LA and New York, what a series you got going,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Or Chicago. Or
That's a dream series for the NBA.
But Milwaukee and Phoenix is a tough sell, I bet. I know that they really push Chris Paul, though, because that's the story in a lot of ways, because this is the guy, could be his last chance. He's playing outstanding.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we got some clips of him and his how he's been doing. I mean, there's Ayton. This kid's good, number 22. And I didn't realize he might have been the first pick overall, or whatever year he came out, 3 years ago, or whatever it was.
3 years ago. Right?
Yeah, and there's Paul, man. This guy, playing like he's young, and Johnson, another good shooter for the Suns. Yeah.
After nothing.
Yeah, and then you got Booker. Booker, I will say this: he came out, and I know his idols, Kobe Bryant and all that, and you could tell when he came out that's how he was going to emulate, and that's a good person too, because obviously that guy was a winner, and in big games Bryant played big. So Phoenix Suns, though, man, like, isn't it better? And any of you guys want to talk about it, but isn't it better not having a team like Brooklyn involved with that big 3 nonsense where you just are going to have, even with Milwaukee? Milwaukee's not going. I agree with Wade. They're not going anywhere. This isn't going to be a sweep, and it won't. It just won't. But look at Middleton. Middleton's a guy who is not really. He's going to be known after the playoffs. I mean, no one think about it. You don't get to see Phoenix much at all, or Milwaukee.
No, but
And now,
they'll be popular teams come next year.
now you know. I mean, look at this guy. 29 points. Middleton's been doing it without Giannis. With Giannis, it doesn't matter. And I don't know. Phoenix, to me, I feel bad. I hope that if they win the title, there is no talk of anything trying to take anything away from them. Because I think, as far as like a starting 5 with your 6th man, and you know how it goes, they are the best with that. I mean, like, better than even Brooklyn, because Brooklyn had the 3 of them, and then that was it. I mean, the other people, it was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, obviously proven.
Next year, fans will be watching them and 2 teams too. So
You got to wonder if Brooklyn sits there, who are the people that make the decisions, like, why did we even get Harden? I mean, it was Kyrie that ran the. Obviously, without him, they couldn't win. I mean, and Durant. I mean, they had Harden on the floor with Durant, and he didn't. He was no difference.
I'm sure they'll be rethinking what they're doing for the following years.
Yeah, because Harden made no difference to that team, and and there you go. I mean, Harden and Chris Paul played together, I believe, and Harden's a weird one, guys. And Wade, maybe you can. I don't know what to say about him. Like, I don't think he's a defender, but then there's something about him that. What do you think of Harden? That do you remember of seeing him and stuff? What do you think of this guy?
He has to be. It almost seems like he has to be that number 1 player. He doesn't, from what I see, it doesn't work well if there is another number 1 player right there with him, and then another number 1 player right there with him. He needs to be the ball hog, I guess, and score the 60 points a game. He isn't the team player that is needed. He's going to be that guy that. It has to all develop around him, or he's not going to be happy.
It's kind of like Westbrook a little bit. It reminds me of, because you think about it, Kyrie likes to shoot. He likes to score. He's not only a point guard; he's a scorer. So yeah, he'd be the odd man out, Harden. because obviously Whatchamacallit's 7 feet tall and he can go anywhere.
We'll
So
take him in New York.
the Knicks would take him in a second. He'd be perfect. It'd be a perfect situation.
Sure would be.
Because there's no one who, it would be perfect. I still don't understand why people don't want to go to New York other than James Dolan. Because it's the place where you become. It's one of those things. You're going to be a superstar, megastar.
You're playing in the greatest arena in the world. I mean, why
Downtown
wouldn't you?
Manhattan.
Yeah.
But it's Dolan.
Mhm.
It's their owner because of his nonsense and what he's done to players, past and present, even.
And celebrities like Spike Lee and
Yeah, you know what? You can't mess with that guy. That guy's been there forever.
Yeah.
Lee, and I used to get mad at him because I still think he was instrumental in the Reggie Miller stuff.
yeah, I
If
do.
he would have kept his mouth shut, I think Miller would. I think it actually, and Miller said it. It did give him motivation.
Yeah, and the Knicks
And-
could have did
Yeah.
some good things that year. I was so mad.
You know what I
about that.
rewatched, John, and it was horrible. And I don't know if you guys remember this. Ewing having a chance to win, and he does that finger roll,
Oh yeah.
and he misses the layup. It's and then time's over.
Mm,
And he missed the layup. I mean, I don't know why he didn't dunk it. I don't know. He did a finger roll,
mm.
and it didn't go in, which was just unbelievable. And he's never lived that
He
down.
was one of my favorite guys behind like a Bob McAdoo.
Yeah. And he's never lived it down, though.
No, I
He's
know.
looked at as a choker.
That was the year they went. They went to the finals. One of the years that Jordan was gone for them 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yes, against Houston.
Houston, right?
That was the OJ
Oh,
trial, because I remember watching one of the games, and they put the game in a tiny little box, and they showed the white Bronco.
That's when they
So I
had
missed
John Starks going off. He was a big.
Remember when he
kid.
dunked on Jordan?
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
When he,
I like to see that again too somehow.
yeah, we'll see it again, and we'll pull it up here one of these days, because that's one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. And I still got to tell you this. This is going to go back to Jordan, and I have argued with people. My son, one of them, when they beat Utah on that shot against his last name's Robinson. That's a foul. Jordan fouled him. He pushed him. He just with his arm, he scooped him and just moved him, and then shot the ball. He moved him. It was unbelievable, and they just didn't call it. And there's Jordan with the big shot.
Yeah.
Because Robinson was one of the best that year defenders, and he was right there with him. And Jordan was able to, with a little speed. No, don't get me wrong. He had the guy off balance with the dribbling, but still, he goes like this, and then he's.
Oh, I remember that too.
Oh, I remember it. I remember it for a lot of reasons.
them 2 years that Jordan was gone. Do you think that he would have beat the Rockets? Do you
Yeah.
think he would have beat the
Yes.
Rockets?
I'm sure he would have. If he got there, I just felt like with him, he isn't going to lose. He's the most. He fights people. He was talking about how competitive he is playing pool and stuff. Like he just don't lose. He don't lose,
Who was it? Who was it? The Magic that went against the Rockets. Besides,
Yes,
it was.
yes.
It was Magic.
And Shaq lost.
Shaq and Anthony was there too.
Yes. Yep.
He wasn't hitting his free throws,
Did-
if I remember.
Did you guys see Scottie Pippen? Wow, he's out of control now. The stuff he's been saying.
Yeah.
He's had an incredible. We check it out one of these days.
Oh, yeah,
We should
like-
report. We'll have to talk about this. He's done like a book, and he's been on a lot of interviews.
Yeah, like dude, let it go.
He just bad mouthing Jordan like you would not believe. Said we were good on the court, but never friends off. Okay, fine, but just the play where he refuses to come out. It's when they're in the playoffs, and Tony Kukoc is on the team, and Phil Jackson. The ball's going to Kukoc to win the game, whatever, tie the game, win the game. And Pippen got mad and wouldn't come. He sits out. He refuses to go on the court in that period. And he's not on the court.
I forgot what he said. He said something like Jordan thought he was the assistant coach of the team.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is when Jordan wasn't there. This is when Pippen was the guy with Kukoc. Phil Jackson, I don't know, play gets written up for Kukoc to take the final shot. Who was a good player in himself. Pippen refuses to go on the court. He did not. After the timeout, he sat down and didn't go. And this is what I hate to get into, but it pissed me off because it's so ridiculous. He called out racism. He said that Phil Jackson was a racist, and it's a tough one for me to understand, because obviously he's coached many people.
All the parties were at his house, if I remember, just seeing videos of stuff.
Yeah.
their cookouts and that.
Something's wrong with
Is that the last year he was there?
Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Pippen.
He went to the Rockets.
Yes, he goes to the Rockets after. Yes, I think it would have been his last year.
He treated Rodman like he was his son.
No, there was nothing like that. I just think Pippen is. I think there's something with him
Jealousy.
that's all. It's got to be. I mean, I wouldn't even put him in the same category. No way, as Barkley. I wouldn't put him in the same. I mean, he's Robert Ory without the titles. I mean, he's a compliment. He's James Worthy. And Worthy was great, but he's not. And he had a chance to be the guy. You know, that's the thing I don't understand. And Kukoc, he was good, right?
Yeah.
He was a good ball
Oh,
player.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he could shoot. He was big. He was starting to get into that point where
He
these
was a lefty. I remember him.
yeah,
well.
Euros coming over, and they're big, and they can shoot, and
He shot the threes like crazy.
yeah. So
3-pointers just came into the league.
yeah, so that's the NBA. Game 2 tonight. I know we went off on a tangent there.
That's
Game
okay.
2 tonight in Phoenix, 9 o'clock. It's a good one. I'm watching, and it's going to be a good game. Like I said, Phoenix, Milwaukee, not exactly the biggest names, but that's what we are. We'll definitely. I'll be obviously. I have to watch. Now, here's a story that I wanted to talk to all you guys about, and everyone will probably have an opinion on this. I'll explain it. The NCAA has finally. Well, the NCAA, as we all know, is a huge business. It's a multi-million-dollar business, billion-dollar business. And for some reason, the NCAA always likes to go to Congress. They always like to get involved with the Senate and the House and all this stuff. Anyhow, it's called NIL, but it's name, image, and likeness. So now all NCAA athletes are permitted to pursue endorsements income in order to monetize their name, image, and likenesses. If an athlete lives in a state where legislation was already passed, they can profit off of this. Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Mississippi, New Mexico, and Texas has legislation for it. If an athlete lives in a state, like let's say New York, that legislation hasn't been passed, the individual schools will come up with their own guidelines. And here's some guidelines from the schools, and this one isn't bad, really. Don't allow boosters to pay athletes, and don't let endorsement deals influence recruiting. So that has to happen, or that would be ridiculous. And the NCAA, of course, is looking for federal legislation. Wade, initial thought on players being able to use their likenesses and images and all that.
It's about time. Because there's been so many... these college kids are starving while the NCAA is making so much money off of them. I really think that it's almost... They were basically being treated... They're doing all this work. It kind of reminds me almost like of a South Park episode with the slavery. These kids are being mistreated, and I remember who was it? I think it was Baker Mayfield or Johnny Manziel, one of the two, sold his autograph,
right,
and caught so much backlash from it, where he might not even be able to go into the NFL draft because of it. It's really it's unfair to the players. The NCAA has been taking advantage of this for so long. They even took advantage of it so much where they stopped. An old UCLA player actually sued the NCAA in likeness for his rights, and they stopped making sports
game, right?
games.
Yeah.
NCAA for college
PlayStation
football,
stuff,
college basketball. You haven't seen that in a decade now on PlayStation or Xbox because of that happening. I believe that they should be getting paid. They should be getting paid if they receive. Yeah, I do.
Robin, what do you think?
I agree with Wade. I think it's a no-brainer. It's long overdue. I mean, these kids are making the NCAA tons of money, and they're not benefiting from it at all, except for the exposure. And I also think it'll be good to encourage these athletes to finish out their college careers before they go into the draft.
That's a good point.
You know, I think if they're not
That's a real good
worried
point,
about
actually.
monetizing things, you know, if they have the money coming in from their college, then they're more likely to stay and finish.
John.
I agree with Robin and Wade because they're making a ton of money for years, way overdue, especially with college football playoffs now, making a ton of money.
Yeah.
And they got to get something in return, even if they're paid something every year to help them out.
Think about what they must make on March Madness.
Yes.
March Madness?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. Well, I kind of like the name, image, and likeness. And I think I like it because how are you going to take care of, like, let's just talk about the bowling team. The bowling team at University of Buffalo. How do you quantify how much you give? If you're talking about bringing in revenue, which is a ton. I mean, look at how much Alabama makes for the SEC, how much they make for their school, and every other school in the SEC. Because that's the other thing. Like Ohio State goes, that money, then it gets split up with all their in their conference. Of course, the NCAA has made their billion. Like the bowling team. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you figure out who's worth more? Is Justin Fields worth more at Ohio State than the bowler? Or are they equals? So that's why I kind of like this name, image, and likeness, you know? Because the big stars
Yes.
are the ones that are bringing the money in. So I kind of really like that. I'm surprised I like this because generally stuff happens that the NCAA does and I don't.
Many of the like Staven, many of the college coaches in football make a lot more than some
God.
of the
Yes.
coaches in the NFL.
Absolutely. Saban and those guys. I would never leave.
Yeah, that's why he's
Yeah.
been there forever.
I would never ever. I couldn't imagine. You're not only, and then if you win, you again. It's like you are you're above. I mean, they're buying him. This is the thing. They paid off Saban's house for him, his mansion. I mean, they did all kinds of stuff like that. So
and he has
But you
it's
couldn't do that for a
pipeline
player.
powerhouse
Yeah.
school. So like he's getting all the best of the best players. Really, he has the easiest coaching job in all of football.
yeah, because when he goes to recruit somebody, and he goes and sits in the living room. I mean, he probably don't even have to talk. You know, here he is.
Want to come to Alabama? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah, sure,
Best
why
team
not?
in the
Absolutely.
yeah.
I'm going to the NFL. If I start, I'm going to the NFL basically, or I'll have a chance.
They get like, what, 25 players a year to get drafted?
And then how about and yes, and then you look at even the free agents. These guys play. They end up making teams. You know, the
They start right away, basically.
yeah, I know. Yeah, right. I mean, they don't even sit. I mean, look at those guys this year. The offensive linemen are just and Ohio State's the same way, along with
Yes,
you know, Notre Dame used to. Sometimes they kind of Notre Dame's getting there again. I think they're starting
Yes.
to build back up. Michigan's that way, even though they haven't won.
Auburn's another college.
Oh yeah, Auburn, incredible. But what I'm saying is, I think this. I really like this. I really like this, and it's definitely way beyond. I mean, geez, the what they're making from ESPN and Dr.
Oh,
Pepper,
jeez.
the NCAA is crazy, and I don't even think that's even an NCAA thing. And that playoff, it's you know how like the Hall of Fame in baseball has nothing to do with Major League Baseball.
Yes.
Like their Major League Baseball makes no decision. I almost feel like that's the way it is with this Dr. Pepper championship, because it's not called an NCAA. It's called the Dr. Pepper. Jeez. But I mean, they could bring out a big can of gold Dr. Pepper. I mean, I wonder sometimes, because then when you look at the selections, it drives you crazy. Now they're talking about. I don't know if this is true or not. I can't get it. I don't think it's. They're talking about adding the teams, going to 12.
Yeah.
That would be great. You want to talk about, then you're talking the Power 5 with the little, you know, with the other divisions now. You could have a wild card teams, you know, where you could let a team, like when UB wins their division, they should be in the, you know,
Yeah, sure.
UCF at undefeated. They belong there.
Surprised they don't go to 16 teams without teams that are playing.
I would love it. More the merrier there, because those small schools, you get the school like Grambling State. They're undefeated. Put them in. Let's see what they're going to do. And you know what I mean? Because they're
Yeah,
a conference winner. NBA, the basketball does it. Like, for example, I mean, as we all know, the Niagara University Conference gets an automatic bid when you win the conference, you know, when you win your conference. So I'd love to see that, you know, the MAC.
Yeah.
You
I'll
know.
be there a lot this year.
You're gonna go to UB games?
Oh yeah, Niagara too.
Oh, definitely Niagara.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to see the. I missed the Purple Eagle games.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't been to a UB. Any of you? Have you been to a game in UB, a
Many
college
U-
game?
Many UB
I haven't been to
games.
one yet.
Many,
We got to
many.
go, guys, back
They're
there.
a lot of fun, and it's worth the price.
Because that's real big time college football now. This isn't like when it was Division III. I mean, these are the great ball players. I mean, that kid who ran for 9 touchdowns or whatever he was doing,
They average
Jackson.
around 10,000 fans a game. So it's a good time.
And it's got to be a nice tailgate
Yes.
situation. A whole different atmosphere, huh?
Free parking. Tickets are like $10.
Yeah, it
Can't
sounds
beat
good
it.
to me. Yeah. And you know what else? I never. Did any of you guys ever go? Did any of you, Robin? I know you didn't. Wait, did you ever go to a big time college game at all?
I went to a few different Syracuse University basketball games.
Oh, so that's big. I mean,
it's
that's-
big. And I remember the first game I went, like Syracuse does something where I'm wearing all my orange gear and everybody's standing and they're clapping when
Right.
they start. And I'm sitting down and people are looking at me so weird and they're like, why aren't you standing? They clap until Syracuse
Yes.
scores their first basket.
That's cool.
But I did look like the oddball out the first time I went to a game.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's what I mean. I've never been to a Niagara, and they've had some big games. I mean, but not like when I was a kid. I was in Knoxville, and just seeing that stadium was unbelievable. And I was able to go out onto the field, and that was really cool because my brother-in-law was alma mater there, and I was like, "This is 100,000 seats." Can you imagine the energy?
Yeah, I was at
Yeah.
a Citrus Bowl game in
Oh.
Florida,
Nice.
1985. I still got the ticket stub.
Wow,
It was
that
Ohio
had to,
State versus Alabama, and there was like 100,000 people there.
that had to be unreal, right?
Oh, it was amazing. I was in awe the whole time.
The closest thing I ever got to that was Cleveland's Municipal Stadium, the old stadium. And I used to go to a lot of games there, but that Bills-Browns playoff game where Kelly and Kozar were incredible. Harmon drops the pass, BB gets flipped on his head, the whole deal. That place was crazy. There was about 82,000 there.
Like when I was there, they had like a competition. Both schools' bands came out in the field at halftime. It was unbelievable. Almost like that movie Drumline.
Right. Yeah.
It was identical to that.
Ohio State in 85.
Yeah.
I got to think of who was on that.
Bills had drafted a guy out of there, Marlon Turner. He had 3 interceptions
Interceptions?
that game.
Wow. 85 Citrus
memory.
Bowl, huh?
Yeah.
A great memory. Are you kidding? All right, so that's
Tickets
it.
were
Well, go
cheap
ahead.
too. Yeah, they were pretty cheap back then.
Yeah,
$45.
Oh wow! Now it's $450 if you're lucky to stand.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Real quick, I want to get to another story. It's a different sport. It's baseball. This guy's unbelievable, Otani. You know what?
Yeah.
I mean, he is basically Jacob deGrom and Christian Yelich all in the same man. I mean, 32 home runs, right? He's got 32 home runs. He's got 70 RBIs. I can't say his first name. Shohei, I guess, Otani. He's batting 280 with 32 home runs, 70 RBIs. He's thrown 67 innings, with 88 strikeouts, ERA of 3. This guy here is, without a doubt, and then this at bat's a little bit long, but we're going to pay attention. This guy is unbelievable. He's the best baseball player I may have ever seen in my life. And I say that because he does it all. How he's going to the All-Star game as a pitcher and a position player and an outfielder.
with Otani and Walsh
that hasn't
batting
happened.
first and second
Babe
this inning.
Ruth? I mean, I
Very
don't.
good
Bruce
time
probably
to
the only one I could think of.
document
Yeah.
how important
I mean, watch
they've
this
been
at
in
bat
the
as we're
Angels
talking.
lineup.
Just
It's
watch
obvious
this.
to fans.
This kid is unbelievable.
But here's the context. There have been
Robin,
American League
you've never
players
seen
this
anything. I mean, I know you love baseball. This guy's something else.
He's incredible. That's what I said to you just the other day, that not since Babe Ruth have I even heard of anything like this.
Right. Yeah, no. I haven't either. I've
Now
never heard of
working
anything.
in a
Swings
tie
like
game.
him, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's got that swing, that lefty swing where, if the ball is down, the lower the pitch, the better the ball, the swing. Where
Oh,
he,
yeah.
So I don't know. He's just, to me, we've watched them all, right? I mean,
Otani, Walsh, Goslin here in
he's
the fifth,
doing
2-2
things
ball
that
game, and
shouldn't be
first
happening
pitch of the inning
as
by
far as that
E-Rod.
we are
This is
used to.
inside.
I can't remember Ankiel tried. Remember Rick Ankiel?
Mm-hmm.
But he did it only because he got hurt in the outfield. So that was amazing.
Yes.
He switched to pitching, and he was really good. He was a really good, he was a pretty good pitcher. but he didn't do them both at the same time. I mean, this is probably, I mean, obviously it's not like Bo Jackson because it's at least the same sport or Dion, but could you imagine if this guy didn't play on the West Coast?
Oh my goodness, he'd be.
Put him in the Mets or the Yankees, even Boston. Oh, we must have had it. That must have been my problem.
Yeah.
That's all right. There's no problem there. You can see a million of home runs of his. I just go to YouTube. You can check them out. But this guy is, to me, Wade, I know you don't follow baseball that much,
He's a natural.
but you probably understand. It's an incredible thing he's doing.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Respect for the game. But yeah, he looks. From everything I've been hearing, he looks great. And that's just an accomplishment in itself.
yeah.
Yeah.
All-star pitcher too. That would be like having, Derrick Henry, as good as a running back, and an All-Pro linebacker, doing it all in the same game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just something, and they used to do that in the past.
Or somebody like Bartolo Colon. Remember him?
What did he do? Oh, because he'd hit some
Yeah,
home
he had a
runs.
home run and he made a big deal about
Yeah,
it.
that was funny, Bartolo. But and you know what's funny about him? He was massive. He was really big. He was out of shape. But
He's
he
still
did
pitching.
he did PEDs.
Yeah.
I don't know where they went because they didn't. I don't know what that was. But it did. That's what proves though about PEDs. Our discussion. You don't have to look like Giancarlo Stanton
Or Mark McGuire.
right, and Sosa and those guys. But Shohei Ohtani is without a doubt, in my mind, it's the best story I've ever seen as far as a single. I mean, like I said, it's you've got the best hitter in the league along with an all-star pitcher in the same person. I don't know how you, and he's a good outfielder because he doesn't DH,
He'll end up in New York somehow.
No,
No.
yeah, I wish. I don't know why the Angels can't. He's on there with Mike Trout. I mean, it's amazing that team can never put it together
I know.
and get in the playoffs for these guys. Trout's never been a
Is it because
playoff
they're
player.
on the West Coast? Is that why? Maybe because they got to travel so much.
Maybe. But who are they playing in their division? It's like, what? What is the division now out there? 'Cause I know is Texas,
Texas and Oakland.
Oakland. That's the team that you got to beat, right?
Yeah.
Is Oakland.
Yeah, that's why.
That's the team. Amazingly, that's the team. And Seattle, you could.
Seattle.
But Oakland's the team that you got to beat. But Ohtani, when I saw it last night, 32 home runs, 70 RBIs, batting .280. It's the fact that he can throw 67 innings and have 87 strikeouts.
Yeah.
And ERA is 3. I'm telling you, to me, you've never seen. I can't get over it. I didn't realize he was doing so well.
Yeah.
Until I saw those numbers. But that's something, if you ever have a chance to see the Angels, which I hope they start putting them on more on ESPN or something, you got to check
sure
it
they
out.
will.
Especially when he's throwing. Well, I'm sure they will whenever he pitches. It'd be something, though, if he was in the National League.
Oh,
Could you imagine? Because he'd get at bats when he pitches, when he does, and all that.
He'd be well known over on the East Coast for sure.
It's going to be a good. This year's All-Star Game is going to be interesting too. It's in Colorado. Kind of looking forward to it. I was telling you on the ride here, I'm looking forward to the prospects game too. Get to see Jason Dominguez.
Yes.
I can't wait to see
And the
him.
home run derby too.
And he's in that. Ohtani's in the home run derby. So I hope he wins that. I hope he does everything. I hope he wins everything because I think we know he's clean. That's a big deal to me. I like when players are clean.
Yes.
At this point, and they're not taking, and they're still taking. They're still doing it. Now they're just going after the sticky stuff, which is hurting. You see how much it's hurting Chapman?
Big time.
I mean, and Cole.
Yes.
So, and they're not just the only ones. Oh my God, something we got to talk about real fast. I forgot all about stuff. Just thinking, Trevor Bauer.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, this is a story. I think there's something going on. I mean, he is being brought up on charges of sexual assault and stuff, but the DA from there has had a lot to say, and they were talking about it was disturbing. The girl that he has black eyes, and there's pictures of her with black eyes, and that's a story we'll have to follow as we know more, because he's so outspoken. And I've talked about Trevor Bauer many times because he's the guy that would tell you I'm throwing a curveball and then throw it and the sticky stuff. And now this. So that's Trevor Bauer. Not a good story, but we got to keep an eye on it. The last thing I want to bring up, because we are running out of time as we go fast, is tonight we have Saturday night we have a UFC and some interesting
10 o'clock start.
10 o'clock. Yep, pay-per-view. Prelims are at 8. There is a prelim at 6. But there's a couple interesting things, let alone Poirier-McGregor 3. I mean, they both split their each fight, and now it's number 3. And anytime McGregor's involved, it's usually a pretty big event because he puts on a good show. Sean O'Malley is in the bantamweights, and he's fighting against someone I don't even know. I think we've seen him before, Chris Motanhu. Either way, Sean O'Malley's that kid who he's a bantamweight. He's got the wackiest hair I've ever seen.
Yes.
And he's good. And he finally lost, I think, his last fight. And right, Robin? And it was a big deal. Yeah. Remember? Because he was kind of like 10-0, 11-0, big deal, and someone who beat him. So it'll be interesting to see if he comes back different. Because he'd come to the ring with his hair literally like Bozo the Clown, or he would it would be all red, white, or different colors, rainbow colors, and he'd be dancing and everything in the ring. Curious to see how he reacts after actually losing finally. If there's a little more of a, let's see. Another guy, ex-football player Greg Hardy. He's in the heavyweight division taking on Tuivasa. And Greg Hardy, if you guys haven't seen him, check him out on YouTube. He's unbelievable. He's awfully good. He can take a punch. He's going to get a heavyweight chance soon. I bet you a title shot. The heavyweight title division's good there.
I have to watch him if I'm awake, so.
Yeah, right. But the heavyweight division in UFC is awfully good. I mean, Robin, wouldn't you say it's the best?
Yeah.
Who holds the title now? Is it Derek? What's his name? Robin.
I forget his last
I can't remember his name. Look it up for me. UFC heavyweight. You know what? The names are all slipping my mind. Just get that one for me, Derek. I can't remember his last name. Great division, and then the co-main event is a good one. Welterweight, Gilbert Burns against Stephen Thompson. We know them. That's going to be a good one. 5-round.
The champion is Francis Ngannou.
Oh, that's right. Ngannou is the champion.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, he beat the guy we're talking about, I think.
Right.
Right. Ngannou. He's something else. You want to talk about just a humongous guy. And actually, when you listen to him then after, one of the nicest guys, polite individuals. Yeah, these UFC guys usually are.
Yeah, they're all pretty cool.
Someday, did you go to a UFC event? I did. You did, right? Yeah. Was it here?
Buffalo, yeah. Was it
was that
years ago?
Yeah. How was it?
It was.
How was the energy? Was it really cool?
It was good. It was really cool. I really enjoyed it much. I actually got to see Joe Rogan do stand-up the night before, too.
That had to be fun.
Yeah. Good couple nights.
That's a real good couple nights.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I wish I could remember who fought. I'm not going to remember, and you probably might not remember. But it was a good time. I watched it on pay-per-view. I just can't remember the main event. I can't remember. But I know it was good because I was happy it was in Buffalo. We just couldn't go at the time, but I'd have loved to. But Poirier-McGregor, lightweight, Poirier-McGregor 3. Mm-hmm. McGregor is a show. And
always
he's good.
Is, always will be.
Yeah, he's good though. I got to tell you, he's one of the best, and it'll be an interesting one. UFC 264. So I think that's it for us today.
Sure.
We'll be back next time at our regular day
on Friday of next week.
Yep, on Friday of next week, we will know a lot more about the NBA finals.
Finals should be over by then.
We'll have the UFC results, of course. The National Hockey League will be really heading into that free agency period, July 28th. So there'll be a heck of a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah. For the next probably month and a half or so.
Yep, baseball, too, on full swing. All right, so this is Goal Getters for another, special Thursday. We'll be back Friday. Remember Gorillas Inc., please, for all your entertainment. Political, we got a lot of good comedy, a lot of shows coming down, in August and stuff. Wade's show will be there. Wade's got a really good football show that's going to start during the football season. I look forward to that. I hope he'll have me as a guest.
Yeah,
I'd love to come on. Yeah, you're going to have to get on X's and O's. I can't wait for that. It's going to be good. It's going to be all NFL. When the season starts, it's going to be great. And in the
Giving out-
off season, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
we'll
great.
even be giving away some like football cards and stuff
That's
like
cool.
that. Give you some trivia questions during the show.
That's going to be nice. Don't forget the Madhouse. It's our comedy show. Pretty funny stuff. Gorillas Inc. is there for all of your entertainment needs, and advertise. You want people to see you. You want people to hear you. You're going to come to Gorillas
Up to
Inc.
us.
So we'll be back next Friday with Goal Getters. Take care,
Have
everyone.
a good night.